Hello everyone and welcome to the Magic Mirror. Today it's going to be World of Warcraft or Warcraft as it was original called when it came out in 1994, and there's like three different games already there. So there's the first Warcraft that was orcs and humans, and then we went on to number two, and then we have the region of chaos and so on. So like that was a lot of games in those times and stuff like that. But I must admit it reminded me a lot about like Red Alert when I was younger, but I will talk about Red Alert tomorrow. So but it still had the same sort of gameplay with building buildings, as you can see here, and gathering up stuff, and yeah, it's surprising to me that the gameplay went from this to being like going on to your quests and um, killing monsters and stuff like that, or going on to raids and having a good time there. Like I must admit, I have been using too much time on not only Warcraft but also World of Warcraft. But I will get into that. I do remember the first Warcraft games and stuff like that, and we completed all of these, me and my brother combined, because like we had quests, or how to say that, like we divided between us. So if a quest were really hard for me, my brother would take over, and vice versa. And that's also how we did it in uh, other games. So yeah, I really do remember all of these Warcraft stuff. Some of the stuff I do really remember is the expansion pack, because like I chose to be Arthur's, and if you didn't know, like Arthur's was actually a good guy before he turned into the Lich King in the World of Warcraft and in the expansions of Warcraft. So yeah, I was really surprised like they could take like really good guy and turn him really evil, and you're just like fine with it, or at least I was. I really enjoyed the Lich King and all of the cinematics that there is with that, and of course Frostmourne and the background story of Arthas, and the Warcraft lore, or how to say that. There's a lot of cutscenes and a lot of background story in all of these, so I will put most of them down here, all of that I can find, because like there's some really beautiful ones with, for example, Illidan, and like with as I said, with Arthas, and the other ones, and Thrall, of course, from the original first one. And I think like the as I'm saying this, I was thinking about the movie, but I think like the movie is something completely different, and I'll get into that. The movie was really good for me. It was something that I actually were looking forward to watching, and I had a good time in the theaters watching it. There's of course some flaws with it, but like I had okay time with it. There's a beautiful scenery, there's beautiful music, there's monsters from the original game, the the Murlocs and stuff like that. But I really think like they did a okay job with now it being a game movie, or how to say that. I have seen worse movies than the Warcraft movie, so yeah. And there's also like all of these throwbacks, as I said, to the original Warcraft, the first game that there was, because like I think like that is the game that they tried to make into a movie. Instead, they should maybe have focused more on like the newer games, like the World of Warcraft, giving mythos from that, because like not all of us knew the background story of Warcraft. I still remember starting on World of Warcraft, and a lot of people in there didn't know about the Warcraft lore and didn't know about like Arthas, didn't know how he became the Lich King and stuff like that. And I usually had somebody being like, "Oh no, that's not true," and me being like, "Here's links and here's the proof for it." And I remember going to like game nights and stuff like that in town, because like you went to gamer nights when you did play World of Warcraft. Like there's no rest for you. Like I played a lot, and I remember my brother's girlfriend one time told me like there was a time where I came down and you had been playing for like a whole night and you're still sitting up in the morning and still playing. So I definitely feel like World of Warcraft made me addicted to it. I'm not playing anymore. I stopped there before like Mist of Pandaria. I had a little of Mist of Pandaria with me, but that was where I ended. So I started with the vanilla and then moved up until like the expansion packs, and then I was done with it because like not only is it addicted, it's also sucking all of your time and money, World of Warcraft. But I do believe like we all have our different form of needs and different form of entertainment. So if you're still playing World of Warcraft, I think like that's okay. I just feel like maybe you should look into the getting it down a little bit from like it's taking a lot of time, I know. But I have heard that the game have become more a building game, like almost like the old Warcraft, and that was not why I played World of Warcraft and why I became like fond of World of Warcraft. The reason why I became fond of that was it was you could make your own character. For me, it was a female Terran, a hunter on the Horde side for the Horde. Like there was a hunter and I could go and tame my animals, and I could go in the world, and it was this almost open world. You could go almost anywhere that you wanted, and you had like quests where you needed to collect something from one end of the world to the other, or how to say that, or it felt like that almost. So yeah, I remember going on to a lot of raids and finding the game PvP gear and stuff like that. I used, as I said, too much time on this game, and I'll show some picture of PvP gear here. I remember I had two of those suits, so yeah, I did a lot of that. We also had something in Copenhagen, BlizzCon, and here like people were gathering around for the world tournament in World of Warcraft, and yeah, we were. My brother wasn't there, but I was there myself, and being one of the ones in the PvP tournament or stuff like that. But yeah, I just remember being one of the only girls there, because like in this time, gamer girls, or how to call them, was not that out there as it is now. And like me standing up and showing that I was a woman, or how to say that, I actually got booed in there. So yeah, I do remember there was this stigma being like playing, and if you were playing computer games as a woman, you were forcefully like looked after, or like you were being kicked out because like they thought you couldn't play as good as the others, so how to say that. But I have like played so much World of Warcraft, so I was just like, Yeah, this is going to be something that I am not going to continue. And as I said, like I stopped with the Mist of Pandarian expansion, because like then think it became something that I didn't want it. So yeah, but that was actually all for World of Warcraft. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about Red Alert, and I hope like you like this episode of the Magic Mirror. I know like I have been talking a lot today, but I really enjoyed the WoW and the lore of Warcraft and the movie and everything. So like I will leave links in the description down below, as I said, and you have a great day. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner. Do remember to take care of yourself and loved ones. And that's actually all. Okay, bye.